3. Hadith of 12 Caliphs. Jabir ibn Samura says, I heard the Messenger of God saying, Islam will be continuously dignified till there will be 12 caliphs. Then he said a word that I didn't hear. I asked my father, what did he say? He said, all of them are from Quraysh. This hadith is narrated by both Shia and Sunni Sunni scholars in their books of hadith, and they all accept its belonging to the Messenger of God. Therefore, it is important to know who are these 12 caliphs. In two ways we can find out what the Prophet meant, the Messenger of Allah meant. One is to refer to the hadith, and second is to study history. 1.3, a study of or evaluation of examination of hadith, a study of hadith. In order to understand the true meaning of what a speaker says, we should pay attention to the evidence which exists in his word, so that what is not clear becomes clear. With reference to prophetic hadith, we find out he has clearly explained clearly and repeatedly explained what he means by 12 caliphs. For example, 1. Muhammad ibn Ibrahim Hammu'i Shafi'i reports from Abdullah ibn Abbas. Messenger of God said, truly my successors and Hujjaj of God over people after me are 12. The first is my brother, and the last is my child. It was said, O Messenger of God, and who is your brother? He said, Ali ibn Abi Talib. Then he was told, who is your son, child? He said, Mahdi, who fills the earth with social justice and equity as it is filled with injustice. In this hadith, Messenger of God, your Prophet Muhammad, only refers, in order to introduce 12 caliphs, refers to the first Imam and the 12th Imam. In some other places, names of all 12 Imams are mentioned. Sometimes even the name of their fathers are mentioned. Number 2, Prophet Muhammad said, my successor after me is Ali ibn Abi Talib. Then after him, his two grandchildren, Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein, grandchildren of the Prophet. Then 9 people come who are the progeny of Hussein, Imams of Abrar, of the good people. اینجا یه کلمه‌ای داره نمیتونم بفهمم چیه. قال نعتل یا محمد. نعسل گفت. نعسل ظاهرا اسم راویه. نعسل گفت که یا محمد فسمهم لی. or Muhammad, mention their names for me. Rasulullah said, yes. After Hussein, his son Ali, when he leaves, and he departs this world, he dies, then his son Muhammad. If his son dies, then his son Ja'far. When Ja'far, Imam Sadiq, when Ja'far dies, his son Musa. When Musa dies, his son Ali. When Ali dies, his son Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. ثم ابنه علي ثم ابنه حسن ثم الحجة ابن الحسن. از تو شد حضرت موسی کاظم شد و بعد امام علی ابن موسی رضا شد و بعد محمد جواد شد و بعد علی امام هادی شد، بعد امام حسن عسکری شد، بعد حجة ابن الحسن. فهذه 12 أئمة عدد نقاب بني إسرائيل. These are 12 Imams equal to the number of Nuqaba, Naqibs of Bani Israel. According to this hadith and other Sunni and Shia hadith, it becomes clear that those who are meant by 12 caliphs are Imams of the 12ers. یا امامان 12 these 12 imams. خب بررسی تاریخی، historical examination. چون بکنم examination گفتیم. In history of Islam, 12 caliphs who are guardians and protector of dignity of Islam cannot be found except 12 Imam of the Shia. Because the first 12 immediate successors to the Prophet were, because 12 successors to the Prophet were appointed and introduced as his successor Khalifa immediately, and Islam has never been without Khalifa. So then, who are these 12? The life of Umayyad and Abbasid caliphs show that they were not the source of dignity and respect for Ummah, but 12 Imams of Shia who were manifestations of taqwa and protector of Sunnah of the Prophet, They were always they always received attention of companions and tabi'in and next generations. Moreover, other than Shia, no one has introduced 12 Imams who have these specifications or these characteristics from the time of the death of the Prophet till end of the world. If we accept the only instance for hadith of Isna Ashar Khalifa, you will find that there are only 11 Imams who have been killed, and now it's the turn of 10 of 12 Imam who is in occultation. Conclusion: all the hadith which is about 12 Khalifa and similar expressions indicate: 1. Imams are 12. 2. Their imamah continues till end of this world. داخل parenthesis, considering the sentence لا يزال الإسلام ولا ينقضي. Islam is always going to remain and doesn't expire. 3. All of them are from Quraysh, tribe of Quraysh. 4. Apart from Shia, no one has such claim. Number 5. اینو باید دقت کنیم، یعنی هم غیر از شیعه کسی چنین ادعایی ندارد. منظورش به چی داره میخوره؟ 5. Hazrat Mahdi is the 12th Imam who has become Imam at the age of 260, which is beginning of Qaybat al-Sughra. So that precious thing next to the Quran, which people should hold on to, and the successor to the Prophet, that under his light of his Imamah, Islam would be respected and dignified, and not knowing him would mean leaving ترک کردن Islam, is Imam Mahdi. It's the same as Imam Mahdi. خب الحمدلله این فصل هم تمام شد.